Hi, hello, welcome. I'm Ruth. Let's go ahead and chat about Dreamslinger. This story is about Aria Loveridge, who has this genetic mutation like some other children as well. And this mutation causes them to transport into a magical realm when they dream. And this magical power can be dangerous if they don't know how to control it. And so, a lot of these children, teenagers, and things like that, they live in this place called Rest Haven. And this is supposed to be like a safe environment for them to live and grow. Further along in the story, Arya is going to have to learn who she really is as she starts learning all these secrets starting to unfold in her life. So there's a lot of things to unpack for Arya. So this story kind of reminds me of like Harry Potter-esque a little bit, in a sense that you have Arya, who is aware that she's different from other people. She doesn't really know how to control her powers. And then all of a sudden, she is entering into this competition in order for her to have like a seat at a table to learn how to control her powers. So kind of like Harry Potter, where Harry's has magical powers and then he goes to Hogwarts. So similar in that sense. And I find other parallels too with Harry Potter in this story. They have like this competition also where the house is divided into your specific area, and also I don't know what sport this is called, but they also have this sports competition that they do at this league. And so the Royal League is called Royal Hanguk. And I apologize if I totally butchered that Korean name right there, but it's a Royal League of Dream Slingers. And they open up this competition for all these dream slingers around the world to compete with each other. So there are four houses, as you can call it, but they call it seasons in this book. So spring, summer, fall, and winter. And so spring means kind, summer rule, autumn means just, and then winter means wise. So those are the houses that are here. And whatever house season they belong to, then they start kind of like developing powers or start controlling their powers into that house. And similarly, they go through challenges to figure out which house or seasons they belong to. So that's why I think it's a little bit like that, except that the book isn't as thick as the Harry Potter one for the first book. Also, this is a very gorgeous book cover. Um, Beautiful. I borrowed this from the library, but these are basically colors that I would think you'd be in a dreamlike state, right? This reminds me of like, oh, once the sun is setting, you see all the purple, pink hues in the sky as the sun is setting, and you're like setting yourself away and going into Dreamland. So, very beautiful cover. Also, on the inside of the book as well, there's this map here that you can also see that is really well drawn, in my opinion, too. So they really did put a lot of thought into the book. And also, for example, like here as well, like in the chapters, little nice little drawings here. So I like when books do that. Other things that I liked, Aria is a very likable character. She does really stand on principle and just trying to be a good person, and really stand up for things that she thinks is really unjust. So I do like that about Aria. She's 14, so of course there's going to be things that she still needs to learn, I would imagine, as a 14-year-old, especially being thrown into this trial and trying to learn to use your powers really quickly. There's also some special things in here that I won't mention because I don't want to spoil the book, but I'm very happy that they are in here. I also get a sense of like Pokemon battle in some of the scenes. So you let me know also if you felt that same way, that it was like very Pokemon type of battle. My other favorite character is Rio, but I won't say anymore with that character. Um, Throughout the book too, I like that there are some like definitions that Aria learns, and it kind of, I do think that it kind of goes with the chapter theme. So, for example, one of the words that we learned is breath spark. It's a noun. Um, and the moment when you realize the fear and hope are two sides of the same coin, and that wanting something so bad it hurts, it just means you must be doing something right. So I thought that was a very meaningful quote and very relevant to the story. It's not just put in there randomly. So I think it has a special meaning too, in my opinion. I don't know if this is the intent of the author, but Brav Spark, or however you pronounce that, kind of relates to Aria's nickname, which her dad gives her, which is Sparkler. So I thought it was like kind of similar in that sense. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's the real connection, but that's what I think of. Another great thing that this book does, there's a little special song in the back called Aria's Lullaby, and that was the song I was playing earlier on the piano. Very lovely song. So it's an original song to the book. So that was very lovely touch that the author included the lullaby in there too. There was two things that I disliked about this book. The first one is I don't know if a lot of people do this, but I guess the inside joke with Aria and her friends is they make animal noises, and so I thought that was a little bit weird. No offense, but I thought it was a little bit weird just because you're 14, you're old, and so should you really be communicating or doing your inside jokes with animal noises? So that was one of the things that I thought was kind of odd. But this is Aria, so it's their little inside joke, and maybe that's why it's like their little bonding inside joke type of interaction, but still. And then a second one I thought was a little odd is there are some, I guess, idioms that that I think are idioms, and I don't know if like the kids in this realm would say it. For example, one of the characters said that um, today's coming here just hit me like a ton of bricks. So I don't know if that's something the whatever this era is set in, if they say like those type of idioms, especially kids, right? I don't really, or teenagers. So I thought it was a little odd in that sense, like the inconsistent generational language or sayings. So that was questionable. But other than that, this book I thought was good pacing, a lots of characters that was introduced, but you were able to at least try to find some connections with them. So it wasn't like they were thrown in there for no reason. I like the play on words that the author does, especially the dream-like words she uses, like Dreamslinger, rest haven, as examples of just trying to stay in the dream-like world that she's creating. It's a beautiful world, in my opinion, and her details of like the powers and the world that they're in. So I thought the author did a good job with that too. Final thoughts, I would give this a 3 stars. And please let me know, did you like this book? Didn't you like this book? Who is your favorite character? Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. It will really help me a lot. Until then, happy reading.